KwayJaye.
What the fuck, man?
Run down. Kway old block, nigga. Eat. Run down.
I'm saying, free all my real niggas out the chain gang, man. You know, we screaming fuck 12 in the bed spring, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't let shit hold up back, nigga. You know, this shit straight out the head with acapella in the joint, nigga. I beat this on everything. I'm screaming fuck 12 in the bed spring. Fuck about taking no rent. I'm chasing the check. I sleep when I'm dead, man. I'm so like the head, man. I just met a new bitch with some head gang. She said she know yo. I'm trying to fold her like a spaghetti screen. Remember the whole day. They sound with B shit, but I'm bigger now. Remember the cold trays in the jail cell. They lost the vagina now. These bitches be throwing pussy. These niggas be in my head like some clipper now. I be so paranoid. I'm talking about I pull my gas with my pistol out. I know that these niggas plot. That's why I surround myself on number killers now. All I gotta do is send them out. I'm a big dog like Clifford now. We treat niggas like dinner day. You know we just pull up and take them out and jump on the interstate and shoot a little text message like I made it out.
And breaking now at 10, a Mobile rapper is going back to prison just a few hours ago. A judge revoking probation for Honeycomb.
The decision comes more than a month after a hearing for the rapper, whose real name is Nashawn Jones.
Fox News' Shelby Myers joining us here in studio with the very latest on this. And Shelby, it looks like Jones is going back to prison for a long time.
Yeah, it does, Byron and Lenise. Jones only served 18 months of a 15-year sentence on a gun charge. But the DA's office telling me about an hour ago that he'll now have to finish that original 15-year sentence. It's due in part to more guns.
It's back to prison for local rapper Honeycomb Brazy. The rapper, whose real name is Nashawn Jones, was on probation after a conviction on a charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm. In a June 16th hearing, prosecutors asked the judge to send him back to prison for violating the terms of that probation. They presented 15 video clips showing Jones with guns or drugs, saying he didn't show up for much of his meetings with his probation officer, and also said Jones admitted to using drugs while on probation. The defense argued that the guns and drugs in the videos were stage props for music videos. Even if true, the judge wrote in his order, that does not explain a shootout that the defendant was present for in Montgomery that was caught on surveillance video at a barber shop. The documents say Jones' associates traded gunfire with unknown assailants, and Jones later posted an account of the incident on social media. When prosecutors accused Jones of failing to check in with his probation officer, the defendant implied that he ignored the orders to report because he feared his life was in danger following the killing of his grandparents, Tony and Layla Lewis. His attorneys say Jones wanted to attend their funeral and then get out of town.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all hear this junk?
Jones's grandparents died in a shooting and house fire in the Happy Hills community in February. No one has been arrested in that case. Jones' defense attorney Jeff Dean tells me in part, quote, I wish the judge had denied the state's motion to revoke Nashawn's probation. His creativity influences and inspires others in his social circle. However, I can understand the judge's opinion. We plan on appealing the decision.
And Dean's full statement is on our website, fox10tv.com.
Smoke, smoke. Yeah, I don't want nobody else, man. KwayJaye, smoke, smoke, smoke. Kayway. 6 years old, every day about smoke. Yeah, smoke, smoke, smoke. Yeah, you can get smoke.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090J. When I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Mobile, Alabama rapper Honeycomb Brazy and how he's being sent back to prison for the next 13 and a half years. News broke that Mobile, Alabama rapper Honeycomb Brazy is heading back to prison. Brazy, whose real name is Nashawn Jones, was on probation after a conviction for being a felon in possession of a firearm. He was originally sentenced to 15 years in Alabama State Prison, but was released on probation after serving only 18 months. But now, the district attorney's office is demanding he serve the rest of his sentence, a total of 13 and a half years. Prosecutors asked the judge to send him back during a June 16th hearing after presenting 15 different video clips showing Brazy with what they believe are firearms and drugs, therefore violating the terms of his probation and yet again committing the same crime that placed him on probation. Brazy's lawyers argued in court that any weapons or items resembling drugs were merely stage props for his music videos. They were purchased on eBay and Amazon, and furthermore, no real firearms will be allowed on the music video set because it goes against his company's insurance policy. But even if that was true, the judge wrote in his order, that doesn't explain a shooting in Montgomery, Alabama that Brazy was present for, in which his associates exchanged gunfire in a shootout that was recorded not only on surveillance video, but initially by Brazy himself, who was on Instagram Live at the time. But what doesn't make sense is Brazy was obviously targeted in the shooting, and anyone returning fire would by law be defending themselves and those present, including Brazy, who was at no point in time in possession or firing a weapon during that shooting. Prosecutors took it a step further, accusing Brazy of also failing to check in with his probation officer. But Brazy acknowledged the fact that he ignored an order to report, stating he was in fear for his life after his grandparents' house had just been targeted, shot up, and burnt down after an oxygen tank inside of the home exploded after being struck with a bullet, resulting in the loss of both of his grandparents. It's no secret multiple attempts have been made on Brazy's life, to the point even checking in with probation could put his life at risk. But prosecutors would continue to point out that only 3 months into his probation, Brazy admitted to using both marijuana and Percocet and leaving the state to travel to Houston, Texas, which are all violations. Brazy's defense attorney told Fox 10 News he wished the judge denied the state's motion to revoke his client's probation, but he understands the judge's opinion, saying the judge conducted a 2.5-hour hearing and took 3 weeks to review all of the evidence against Brazy before making a decision. Even if the guns, drugs, and alcohol were just props, the depiction of using drugs and possessing weapons isn't appropriate conduct for a man on probation for a weapons offense. At this time, Honeycomb Brazy remains in the Mobile County Jail,